Opportunities don't come on their own. You create them. Life doesn't hand you paths paved with roses, but through human hands and minds, we must sow and nurture to build the road we walk. If we sit still, opportunities slip away like a gentle stream, leaving no trace behind. But when we act, persisting step by step, we can turn even a lifeless stone into a radiant monument. Imagine this. A farmer doesn't wait for seeds to sprout from dry sand, but tills the soil, sows the seeds, and tends them until the golden harvest arrives in joy. Opportunities in life are the same. They're not miracles falling from the sky, but the result of will, creativity, and an unyielding spirit. So, instead of waiting for something to come to you, sow your own opportunities so that every day becomes proof of your initiative and aspiration to rise. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the story you tell yourself. The line between success and failure doesn't always lie in external circumstances, but deep within the words we whisper to ourselves each day. If we weave a gloomy tale full of limits, our dreams will remain like distant stars, only to be admired, never touched. But if we write a story of courage, faith, and aspiration, that very page becomes the wings that carry us to our dreams, like a ship. If the sailor keeps telling himself, the sea is too vast, the waves too big, the ship will never leave the shore. But if he believes, I can do it, then even through storms, the ship will find its way to the open sea. The story you tell yourself is your inner compass. It can guide you to the shores of your dreams or trap you in a narrow comfort zone. So, write a beautiful story full of faith for your own life, so every step you take proves you're worthy of that dream. Never give up on a dream just because it takes a long time to achieve. How many great works, how many monumental achievements of humanity were built through years of perseverance, not through overnight miracles. Picture an ancient tree. To have lush branches shading the sky, it had to endure storms patiently, nurturing tiny roots beneath the earth for years. Your dreams are the same. They may take time, but each day you patiently sow a drop of sweat, watered by effort. They will eventually bloom and bear fruit. Don't let impatience make you abandon the journey halfway. For one day, you'll thank yourself for not giving up when the path was still unfinished. Time will pass, whether you act or not, so why not use that time to get closer to your dreams? If you're not willing to take ordinary risks, you'll have to settle for an ordinary life. Life is like a vast ocean. If you only dare stand on the safe shore, you'll never taste the salty thrill of the waves, nor discover the treasures hidden deep beneath the sea. Risk is the ticket to the journey of discovery, while ordinariness is the stop for those too afraid to move forward. Remember, an eagle can't soar high if it hides under the canopy, just as humans can't reach glory if they shy away from challenges. Risk isn't a chasm that swallows you, but a fragile bridge leading to a new sky. And sometimes, just one courageous step across will reveal that the extraordinary lies hidden behind what seems perilous. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated consistently. A single drop of water falling steadily on a rock. Day 1, day 2, nothing changes, but over years, that persistence carves a lasting mark. Humans are the same small habits, seemingly trivial actions, like reading a page, practicing a move, writing a paragraph. When accumulated, they become a tremendous force. Success isn't a miracle, but a reward for those who patiently build. For those small efforts are the silent bricks stacked high, until one day you look up and see you've built a castle. So, Don't underestimate the small things you do daily. They are the key to unlocking the door to your greatest dreams. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. No matter what, keep moving forward. Life isn't always a clear sky. Some days your wings are heavy, your legs weary, and you might only have the strength to crawl slowly on a thorny path. But what matters isn't the speed, but the direction. Each step forward, however small, brings you closer to your dream. Like a river, some parts rush fiercely, others meander quietly, yet it always finds its way to the sea. This saying captures a truth. Perseverance is the invisible strength that helps us surpass all limits. Don't fear going slowly. Fear standing still. For as long as you keep moving, you'll eventually reach the heights you crave. The best way to predict the future is to create it. The future is the result of your actions today, of every decision you make, every effort you persist in. Picture a painter. He doesn't guess how the painting will turn out, but picks up the brush, mixes colors, and paints each stroke to create a masterpiece. Your life is the same. You're the painter, and the future is your canvas. If you only wait, the canvas will remain blank. But if you act, if you dare to start, each detail will gradually appear, vibrant as you desire. So, instead of worrying about what tomorrow holds, make today the solid foundation. For you and no one else are the one who shapes your future. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. Victory isn't a gift for those who easily give up, but a reward for resilient souls who rise after every fall. Successful people don't succeed because they never fail, but because they never let failure be the final word. Imagine a mountaineer. The higher he climbs, the steeper the rocks, the heavier his breaths. But as long as he holds on step by step, the summit will appear in the dawn's radiant light. But if he gives up halfway, victory will forever remain an unfinished dream. This saying is not just advice, but the key to the secret of all success. Persevere to the end, for quitters stop while winners keep going, and only those final steps lead to glory. Great things never come from comfort zones. A comfort zone is like a warm cocoon, but if the butterfly doesn't dare break free, it will never spread its wings to the sky. Glory, achievement, greatness, all lie on the other side of fear, where only those who step beyond familiar boundaries can reach. Picture a seed. If it stays in the dark earth, it will never become a tree. Only by breaking its shell and pushing through hard soil can it reach the sunlight. Life is the same. Extraordinary things don't come from ease, but from challenges, from daring to do what's never been done. So, if you want to reach greatness, don't fear stepping out of your familiar comfort zone, for that's where the journey to miracles begins. There are no limits to what you can achieve, except the limits you set for yourself. The world is vast and full of opportunities, but if we build invisible walls with fear, doubt, and lack of faith, we'll forever circle in a cage of our own making. Imagine a bird. If it believes its wings are weak, it will never dare take flight, though the sky is vast and waiting. But when it dares to believe and fly, it discovers the sky has no limits. This saying reminds us that faith and mindset are the keys to unlocking the infinite potential within. So, instead of limiting yourself with "I can't," plant the belief of "I can" in your mind, for every limit can be broken with enough determination and courage to keep going. Be passionate about what you do and do what you're passionate about, for work only becomes joy when it's ignited by the fire of passion. If we work without love or excitement, Each day becomes a repetitive burden, but when we put our heart into every small task, every step, even challenges become fuel to go further. Imagine an artist. He doesn't just paint to finish a canvas, but paints with a passion that turns each stroke into a breath of the soul. Or a musician, not just playing for a performance, but playing to live within the sound. Life is the same when we do what we love. Success is no longer a distant goal, but a natural outcome of a journey full of zeal. Passion is the flame, and action is the fuel. Combine them, and you'll create a life both meaningful and full of joy. Every great achievement requires time. A tiny seed takes years to become a sturdy, ancient tree. A river tirelessly flows through mountains and rapids to finally merge with the vast sea. And humans, too, to reach great achievements, we need patience to walk the long path of learning, practice, and experience. Time isn't an enemy, but a companion, quietly marking each step, each effort we make. If we rush, we'll only reap half-hearted results, but with perseverance, the rewards will be grand enough to make the entire journey worthwhile. For greatness is built with the small bricks of time and persistence. Action is the foundation of all success. You can draw up beautiful plans, think endlessly, but without starting, it all remains on paper. Action is the bridge that turns ideas into reality, transforming aspirations into achievements. Imagine a seed. It holds the potential to become a tree, but without being planted, nurtured, and grown day by day, it will forever remain just a seed. Humans are the same, only by daring to act. Even small steps can create massive change. Success doesn't come from waiting or dreaming, but from specific, steady, and persistent steps. Action, even the smallest, is the first brick in building every great achievement. Always give your all, for when we pour our heart and strength into everything we do, no matter the outcome, we'll never have regrets. Giving your all is like a quiet but enduring flame, lighting the path through darkness and challenges. Imagine a runner on the track. He can't be sure he'll come in first, but as long as he gives every ounce of strength to each stride, the moment he crosses the finish line, he's already won against himself. In life, sometimes success comes late, sometimes results don't meet expectations, but if we've given our all, every failure becomes a lesson, a solid stepping stone to growth. Giving your all isn't just about reaching the goal, but about making every day meaningful, so when you look back, you can smile and say, I lived fully. Our greatest fear isn't that we're inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we're more powerful than we can imagine. Deep down, we don't truly fear weakness, but the radiant light hidden within us. When we realize we can go far, create the extraordinary, we worry. Do we have the courage to bear that responsibility? Like a lighthouse in the dark night, its light can guide countless ships, but to shine, it must face the storms. So too, each person carries a latent strength beyond imagination. The only thing stopping us from unleashing that strength isn't inability, but self-doubt. This saying reminds us, don't fear your light, be brave enough to let it shine, for the world doesn't need you to shrink, but to glow with all your inherent power. Life becomes easier when you accept what you can't control. There are sudden rains, unexpected turns, losses that break our hearts, but instead of resisting, learning to accept lightens the soul. Like standing before the ocean, we can't command the waves to stop, but we can learn to surf upon them. Life is the same. When we let go of the need to control everything, we find peace in the simplest things. Acceptance isn't surrender, but understanding that some things can't be changed. Yet we can change how we respond. And when we do, life becomes lighter, more breathable, leaving us strength to focus on what truly matters and is within our grasp. Obstacles are the frightening things you see when you take your eyes off the goal. Obstacles aren't inherently terrifying, but our gaze, unknowingly, cloaks them in gloom. When we stop looking toward the finish line, picture a mountaineer. When his eyes are fixed on the summit, each step, though arduous, brims with hope. But the moment he glances at the abyss below, the cold wind and jagged rocks magnify into nightmares. In life, too, the goal is a radiant lighthouse, guiding us through the long night. If we keep our eyes fixed on that light, the shadows of obstacles become mere ripples beneath the boat's keel. The key isn't to eliminate every difficulty, but to keep your heart and vision steadfastly aimed at the goal. Then, challenges cease to be monsters, blocking the way, and become wooden bridges for you to cross more firmly. A person of courage doesn't fear the darkness. They fear only losing the light within their heart. So, keep looking forward and see that each obstacle is just a test, a stroke of color that makes your journey's canvas more vibrant and proud. The road to success is always under construction. We are patient builders, hands stained with mortar's dust, but hearts brimming with aspiration. The road ahead isn't paved with silk, but with rugged earth and unfinished turns. Our hands and will transform it into a solid path. Success isn't a destination waiting ready-made, but a structure we build with every small daily action. The wonder is that this road will never be fully complete. For each time we reach a new peak, another path begins to take shape. This proves that the journey of growth and success is ever alive, always under construction. For those who dare to pick up the hammer and bricks and move forward, set high goals and don't stop until you reach them. High goals aren't meant to scare you, but to pull you out of your small comfort zone, forcing you to spread your own wings. Imagine an archer aiming at the sky. If he only aims at low branches, his arrow will never fly far. But when he dares to aim at the highest sky, the arrow finds its path. On the journey to conquest, there will be fatigue, there will be falls, but remember, the path only truly ends when you give up. A high goal is like a towering mountain. The harder it is, the more alluring. Only by persistently climbing to the top will you see the vast landscape and know that every hardship was worth it. Don't fear setting high goals, for if you must spend your youth running, run toward your grandest dreams and only stop when your heart smiles for having reached them. Belief is the first step to achieving the impossible. A person stands before a foggy path, unable to see the end, not knowing how many thorns lie ahead. Without belief, they turn back, but with just a spark of faith in themselves, their feet bravely take the first step, and the path gradually becomes clear. The impossible only exists in the eyes of those who haven't dared to start. With belief, the impossible becomes a challenge, challenges become opportunities, and opportunities lead to success. Belief isn't a guarantee you won't fall, but a promise that even if you fall, you can rise again and keep moving toward the destination. Nurture your belief, for it is the key that unlocks the door to what seems unreachable, yet has always been waiting for you ahead. You are far stronger than you think, a tiny seed. In the darkness of the earth, it doesn't know it can break through hard soil to reach the light, but with its hidden strength, it sprouts and grows into a towering tree. Humans are the same. Within each of us lies an inner strength far beyond the limits we often set for ourselves. Don't underestimate yourself. Believe you're strong enough to weather storms, resilient enough to turn pain into a springboard, and when you dare to try, to to step forward, you'll be amazed to discover you're far stronger than you ever thought. Don't let yesterday take too much of today, yet many let old memories bind the present, letting past wounds, failures, or even glories dim the light of today. You're carrying a heavy backpack. Each sad memory, mistake, or regret is a stone added to it. If you keep holding on, your feet will grow heavy, unable to move forward swiftly. Only by setting that backpack down will you feel light and free to embrace the value of the present. Today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. If you let yesterday steal it away, it's like throwing away a precious chance to love, to live fully, to start anew. Smile at the past, learn its lessons, then let it rest behind you, for life truly happens in this present moment.